I'm Dana Parsons, Vice President and Legislative Counsel with LeadingAge Virginia. I've been a part of the association for over 20 years, and I want to take this opportunity to provide you with an inside look into a typical day and what that looks like for me during a General Assembly session. In my role, I've always been very active with the General Assembly. But when I began with the association, the focus was really tailored more towards specific care settings, such as nursing homes, assisted living, and continuing care retirement communities. But since then, it has really expanded to include the entire continuum of aging services and advocating for positive aging for all Virginians. This is Tracy Lewis. She supports us with our advocacy and policy work. We're very grateful for her because she is a big part of supporting our legislative team and work at the General Assembly. We are very fortunate to have a remote office during the General Assembly session, which is very close to the Capitol. It's here where Tracy and I really sit down and focus on the day to see what's happening in the House and what's happening in the Senate. Where do I need to be? Which bills need to be addressed and monitored? And which care settings are impacted. We're just really nailing down our strategy since each day is very different. So then I head over to the Capitol, and it's always a really beautiful walk. One of my favorite parts of the day is going through security. It's always so fun to meet with the folks over there. We always have a laugh. Each day when I go through, I can always expect to be wanted because there's some medal on me somewhere. Someone also always makes a comment about my bag. Which one did I bring today? So that's always fun. Heading over to the tunnel and taking calls along the way, looking to see what bills have been added to the agenda, possibly at the last minute. That tends to happen for some specific committee meetings, especially sometimes dockets really aren't put on the schedule until very close to the meeting. So I'm always trying to get myself up to date. Here I'm walking through the tunnel, lots of doors, lots of heavy doors because they're bulletproof and they're very slow opening. It's leading me over to the brand new General Assembly building. Next, I'm in the committee room for House, Health, Welfare, and Institutions. Before the meetings begin, or all meetings, I typically walk around, check in with other lobbyists, talk with them about the issues for that committee meeting. And this is Becky Bowers-Lanier. She's our hospice and palliative care focused lobbyist who I really consult with often during session. She helps us with bills that are related to hospice and palliative care. One of the most important parts of my time, though, is spent testifying before committees to help legislators understand the impact of the bills that they're voting on. Here I'm speaking to members of the Senate Rehabilitation and Social Services Committee. Taking a quick break, running in between the House and the Senate, speaking with lobbyists along the way to share our positions about certain bills and get their thoughts about those bills as well. This is Mead Spots with our lobbying firm, Spots Fain. We're talking strategy. Things change very quickly, so we always have to check in daily to see what our plans are. Here I'm speaking with Senator Favola. Had the opportunity to touch base with her before a Senate committee about legislation that was proposed impacting independent living. Always appreciate the opportunity to seize the moment to talk with a legislator about their positions. Today is the Alzheimer's Association Lobby Day, so it's a great time for me to check in with them to see how we can work together. Things are busy, but I always like to take the time to connect. Now that the early meetings are over, it's also a great time to head up to the legislators' offices and talk with them about specific bills. Always try to grab lunch with Tracy. Many times we work together through lunch, but we always find time to have a few laughs along the way. Things can really change quickly. So we're talking about what's changed since the morning and what's been added to the afternoon. We're also talking about what the next day looks like. We're always trying to be prepared for any surprises and continually talk about our strategy. Once we get back into the office, I'm getting ready to get on a call with our president and CEO, Melissa Andrews. We check in, talk about bills, the ones we support, the ones we oppose, as well as any new developments about our strategy. Always appreciate the opportunity to connect with her and hope that some of her pups make an appearance along the way. As our last task of the day, I work with Tracy to create a video recapping what's happened at the General Assembly that week. These videos are then featured in our weekly newsletter every Thursday. Wrapping up the workday, I'm headed home for my second shift to take care of the family. Thank you so much for watching my Day in the Life video with LeadingAge Virginia.